But there are certain areas, I come from Kajiado, from Gong. There are certain areas where, because of lack of this BVR equipment, a certain area where people knew I will vote there, but there's no BVR there. The BVR is in another place. So I say, I don't want to register there because I don't want to vote there. What are you doing about that?
So, Mutegi, in Nairobi, we received 1,455 kits, and we have distributed them equally. In Kajiado, because of the numbers, we gave them a kit maybe to share between maybe 2 or 3 registration centers. And we've put out the dates when the kits will be there. So when you go to that registration center and the kit is not there, you will check the dates.
You have put up the dates where?
Just outside. If it's a school, it's at the gate and inside the school.
So I got to the school, I found that notice. No BVR. So I go home and say, forget about it.
Not really, because we've really tried to talk to the public about it so that they know where the kit is. And if you know where the kit is and it's not very far, you can still go and register there, because there is we don't have anything to buy you from registering within the ward.
How are you using the chiefs and the elders and the village people?
Those ones, we've been working with them in Nairobi, and that's why you see the numbers are not very bad in Nairobi. We've been using the chiefs, we've been using the provincial administration to go out and help us to talk to the people. In fact, when we go for these forums, we go out with them. And even the village elders, we are all together, we are all out.
I see what you mean. Somebody is asking, is the government lethargy in approving or fast-tracking voters' identification cards also affecting registration?
Of course, it is affecting. But as IBC, we've talked to the provincial administration to help us distribute the ready IDs, because they are lying in some of these offices. So we've used them through the chiefs and the sub-chiefs to look for these people, to take these IDs to them. And that's why our registration improved in a few days last week. And I know that we can be able to hit our target in Nairobi if we go the way we are going now.
Well done.
Thank you.
So let's talk about tomorrow. So it's obviously a huge event to clean. I like that, clean our infrastructure, both mentally and physically, and also, of course, clean the city. But at the same time, register. So talk about the events tomorrow and how you will use that also to generate that urgency for people to register as voters.
Yeah. Tomorrow we intend to have a massive cleanup in the whole of Nairobi.
From what time?
And from 8 o'clock in the morning. Our focal points in Nairobi will be 4. A small team will be at Kibera, another team will be at Isli. Kibera, people will converge at the DC's office, then they'll set on from there. At Isli, the team will converge at St. Teresa's Girls. At Madare, the people will converge at Redeemed Gospel Church. Then the main event will be at Mukuru, where we'll meet at St. Joseph's Evangelical Church. That's next to the DO's office. Now, in partnership with the provincial administration and the City Council of Nairobi and the IEBC and Africa Youth Trust, and of course the Safe and Friendly Cities for All, and everybody else, we want to see how we can mobilize as many people as possible to join us in that exercise. This is symbolic, because what we're saying is we can actually hit the 18 million mark across the whole country.
I don't understand what you mean by symbolic. If you are going to Kibera to clean somewhere in the DC's office, will you have brooms?
We'll have
things to clean.
Yes.
Where does symbolism come in?
No, we'll do the actual work. But you see, it's a working day. Normally we do the cleanups on Saturday across the whole country. But we're bringing it to Friday to make it symbolic in the sense that we want people to be patriotic. We want Kenyans to say, this is my right as a citizen to go and vote. So tomorrow, I'm going to do justice for my country, help clean my country, but at the same time, take my vote. So we're asking Kenyans who will join us tomorrow to come with their vote, their IDs, because the IEBC teams will be in those places and all the other places across Nairobi as well. Even across the whole country, we're talking with the IEBC to do that. Just after this program, the IEBC chair will be addressing a press conference on the same. And we want Kenyans to come out on that and see what we can do. Why I'm talking about us hitting the mark of 18, because as at now, the figures that we've been given, and which I think the chair of IEBC will also be giving, are not so promising as at now. and yet we only have 5 days to go. If Kenyans came out tomorrow as our D-Day for this, we can achieve that. And we can achieve that. Yeah.
So you're asking Kenyans?
We're asking Kenyans, or wherever you are, because
to those areas, with IDs.
With IDs.
And
come with IDs.
Those not registered.
Those were not registered.
Absolutely.
But those who registered still come out. And let's clean our system. Yeah. You say again, Mr. Mutegi, I'm talking about being symbolic. We want to have clean.
You will not come there with brooms.
No. Those who can come with brooms can come with brooms, but the council will provide. The town clerk actually told me yesterday the council will be there in full swing, and the council will provide the working tools, including the trucks. Nice. Yeah, so that's good for them because they've also taken the responsibility that they also want Kenyans and Nairobians to come out in large numbers. Yeah, and you see, why we're talking about this being symbolic again, is that leadership is determined through a voting process.
Yes.
If you can't determine your leader, if you can't go and vote for the person you want, you'll spend the next 5 years whining and complaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've seen these areas, and it's sad. If you go to Nairobi, the CBD, you'll find groups of people normally in daytime talking about so many things. Yeah, they are so well informed about politics and everything else, and they know whom they want to support and everything else. But the sad reality is, ask any of them, have you registered? Then now he lower his voice. And you see, my friend, I lost my ID. Yeah. But you see, he's so vocal, and yet he's not being helpful to this country. Let's be vocal, but let's also go out and help this country by voting. You can't vote without a voter's card.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I noticed the other day in Gong, they went to Naivas, which is not a polling station. Yes. They registered people there. Yes. Why can't you triplicate that and make them go to the supermarkets, all over the place?
Mutegi, that's what we've done in Nairobi. We are not in that particular registration center. We've gone out. Even yesterday, we were out there. We are outside Nyayo Stadium registering the whole of Langata. We had kids for the whole of Langata. So in Nairobi, that's what we've done, and actually we are getting the numbers. Yes.
Well done, well done. Well, all the best tomorrow. Like
we'd like, you see, after this, after the function of tomorrow, it will not end at that point. Because after the registration of voters ends, now the hard part begins, voter education. Wow. Because we must educate Kenyans about how this process will come. We've been used to voting for only 3 people. We are going to vote for 6 people this time around. Yeah. And again, having the experience that we had last time of the violence, is something that we must not go back to. The sad reality is our politicians forget so easily. Yeah. And when they forget, we also forget as a country. We must remind them, some of us were not in politics, we must remind them that this country is far much bigger than all of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we want to go to a period of voter education after that. As a Clean Kenya campaign and our friends, we'll be hosting cleanup campaigns every Saturday. You see, the cleanups will be driven on the platform of environmental management.
Right.
But through that, we'll be talking about peace building, which is our second pillar, and we'll be talking about good governance, which is our third pillar. These are not partisan positions. We'll be inviting all the politicians to those things, and when they come for those cleanups, there'll be no politics.
Yeah, just voter education.
Just voter education, and we want to interact. We want to interact because, ordinarily, we are friends. Why must we go into that smallness? We don't smallness because now I'm ODM and I'm TNA and I'm whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yet in our neighborhoods we live as a people. So we'd want to invite the politicians to be joining us every Saturday in January and February. The campaign will be very simple. We join hands and we discuss as a people.
As we clean the city.
We clean our neighborhoods, then we host consultative forums, which involves all of us. Yeah, and we want to invite as many partners as possible because it's an expensive thing, but you must do it. Nothing comes cheap.
That's powerful. 900 plus is not very, Bill is saying, we're not doing too badly in Nairobi, but come on, you can do a lot more. You can do a lot more. Now, so Diambo is saying, you must have that loud voice to say what is wrong with this country and fix it, and must have that even louder voice when you're asked whether you've registered as a voter. And if you don't have your ID, you can use your passport, but you must register. It's an historical moment.